Hey, this is Kät Jacksin
and Erikk Lee from Surge, and you're listening to Talking About Rock with Rob Edwards.
All right, today's guests are a dynamic four-piece hard rock and roll band from Texas. Renowned for their edgy modern classic sound, Surge was formed by vocalist Kät Jacksin, guitarist Dan Martini, bassist Erikk Lee, and drummer Gus Locke. The band has quickly made waves with their high-energy stage shows and raw, authentic style. Joining us now, let's welcome Kat and Erikk from Surge. Folks, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me, Rob.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us, man. So, Kat, I want to start with you. So this started with a chance meeting, kind of first got the band together, correct?
Pretty much. I came in trying to look for a band, and I saw them in the back because the receptionist led me to the back.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
The band is back there. So, Erikk, what do you think? Kat walks in, or she was actually listening to you guys, I think, a little bit, and then she walked in, right?
Is me and Dan, we used to hang out, I moved we're from a small town, right? Uvalde, Texas. It's a really small town. And I met, Dan, and so we would just jam, in the studio on weekends, and studio does music lessons, and Kat came in wanting to post the old school flyer up in the front, and the receptionist told her, "Oh, there's these guys back there that come in every Saturday. You might want to go talk to them." Right? And so she went and kind of checked us out from the hallway, listened to us. She was checking us out, listening to us play, and then just kind of walked in and asked, "Hey, you guys need a singer?"
So, Kat, you didn't even have to post your flyer. You're just like walking. Oh, there's a band. All right.
No, the coolest thing, right? I don't know if you remember, Kat, but the coolest thing was that after we jammed a few songs together, on our way out, we kind of already had decided to do something together, and she literally pulls the flyer off of the wall and throws it in the trash. And it was really cool.
There you go. She was in already. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she was, plus we're in a small town. It's not like there's a ton of musicians.
Right. Well, you guys have been working the grind, I see, starting in 2024, performing at America's biggest Labor Day party, Rocklahoma, which is great, right? Supporting bands like legends like Lita Ford, Stephen Pearcy, voice of Ratt. Also Absolutely. At the Whisky in LA. Can you guys tell us, a little bit about those shows, working with some of those legends? How was that?
Man, I will say, when we got asked to do, to play with Lita Ford, I was, scared out of my mind because, she is a legend within herself. And
Right. She broke ground with the Runaways back in the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The Runaways and all the female rockers that were from that time were the wave to kick off female rock and roll.
For sure.
They just came in and just wanted to kick ass.
Right.
And so seeing her in person and being on the same stage with her is an honor. So.
And you know what? The nicest person too.
Oh, yeah.
Just the nicest person. It was just a privilege and an honor to, like Kat said, share the stage with her, but to meet her, she was so cool. She was really cool with us and with the other bands that were on the bill. Just didn't expect for her to be so humble and nice, which was really cool.
Yeah. So what was it like playing the Whisky? Obviously an iconic place. Tons of people have gone through there in the day. They probably have their names etched in different facets of the area. How was that? Was that your first time there?
That was our second.
That was our second time. Yeah, we actually were invited in early 23 by a band called Stonebreed, which is a local band in LA. Really great guys, you know, shout out to Carlos. And he's the one that kind of got us in the door at the Whisky. And you know, so that was we supported Stonebreed. That was our first time. The Lita Ford came out as a surprise. And so that was actually our second time.
Oh.
Very cool. And Erikk, you guys recently signed to Pavement Entertainment.
Right.
We also manage, you know, Plush, Puddle of Mud, Ricky Rocket, and the Rocket Mafia. You guys are in some great company there as well. How has that been going?
It's been doing good. Right now we're working under we're working on getting our album finished already. So that's going to be really exciting. And once we're done with that, they're going to basically kind of lead us that way.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been great to work with. Tim from Soil is the A&R that signed us, and he's been just nothing but great. You know, that company's been great so far, and just really they're waiting on us to finish up this album, which is we're in the final stages of mixing, so that should be out here pretty soon. Once it's in their hands, I think it's up to them when they actually want to set a date, a release date. But we're super excited and stoked.
Excellent. Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of the tracks you guys have already got out. So, Kat, you guys released the third single, I believe, "Crazy Little Bitch," a song with a lot of high energy. So give us a little bit of dirt and backstory on that. I'm sure there's something kind of maybe tied into that a little bit. I'm thinking because you can kind of hear it in it.
Well, I mean, like, I think just being like writing with this song, I had met people with different personalities, and there was just this one guy that was just like being really unique, and I was just like, you know what, you are very much of a crazy little bitch. So I basically involved that whole song around him. And I wanted the fans to know that, like, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl, friends or whoever. It's like, you know, they're fucking crazy and you know, they're a crazy little bitch. So this is a song to express like your emotions and just let it out.
Yeah. Well, it definitely does that. Very cool.
Am I allowed to cuss? I am so sorry.
No, this is the internet. You can say whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's going to be on the internet. It's going to be on my show, Rock Rage Radio, on the internet. It's going to be on my podcast. You know, on all the streaming platforms. Yeah, you can say what you want. You know, they'll come after me. They won't come after. No, they won't. They won't say nothing. So another thing I like to ask folks, Erikk. So you're prepped before recording in the studio. So there's kind of been two schools of thought on that. Would you say you guys rehearse more before, or you just kind of just let it flow when you guys get in there?
No, we actually rehearse a lot. You know, one thing that I wish we could have done, and I know Kat feels the same way, is that I wish we could have done more of an old school. Everyone just kind of records at the same time.
Right.
You know, the studio we're working at, which is this studio actually here, you know, it's a smaller studio, so everything is compartmentalized, right? So we had to break it down that way. But, you know, we're all about rehearsing. We rehearse tons, and we believe in that. You know, we're very old school in that way. Our goal, I think, for our second album is going to be to get us in a room and just kind of record together. That's where you feel that really, to me, you feel that live vibe really come through.
Yeah, I think that's super important to try to do that. You know, like if you said it, like schedules, you know, permit it. You know, if you guys are in different areas at the time, a lot of folks are just, you know, sending files nowadays, things like that, because they can't make it into the studios, you know. But yeah, I wanted to get your take because I was talking to Chuck Alkazian last week, you know, the producer. You know, and he was saying he tells a lot of his folks, you know, don't practice so much. Let it be more raw. But sometimes you want to get that take just a certain way. So I guess, yeah, like I said, there's two schools of thought on that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And then there's some songs we've just we're recording a song last night called Station 88. That one was really written in the studio. It was one of the songs that we tried out live. Rob, when we first started this thing, we were originally a cover band, and during the pandemic is when we decided to go down this route. Gave us time to write our own music, gave us time to figure out who we were going to be and who we, what direction we were going in. We didn't go right into the studio because we were like, let's go out there and try out our songs in front of a live rock and roll crowd.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yep.
Dude, and we went to places where you dive bars. We went all over Texas, where if they don't like your music, they're gonna throw a beer bottle at you.
Right? Do they got the wire? Do they got the wire in front of any of those stages?
And they're not afraid to tell you suck either.
Right.
But we wanted that, man. We wanted to go in there and see what we had, Right. And everywhere we went, we were blessed to where everywhere we went, people liked what we were doing. And that's when we decided, after doing 2 years really of just honing what we were doing, we decided to go into the studio, record these songs, and then in I forgot what the year it was, but then Pavement reached out. Mm-hmm. All these opportunities, one right after the other, just presented themselves, and so it's been just a roller coaster, man. But Station 88, I'm just going to go back to the original point. Station 88 was one of the songs that we've never tried out live, that was written completely in the studio, but I think people are really going to dig it.
Yeah. Very, very cool. I always give a lot of kudos to bands when they start out on doing covers, because that's kind of what's going to get you gigs, and that's when to get you into the different clubs and stuff. That's what they want to hear at first.
Right.
And I think it's really hard and gutsy when you do make that transformation to original music. And I think you did it exactly right. And I've told other bands to do this. When you have a song, don't announce it's your song. Just play it.
Yeah.
Don't say what it is. Don't let people think. Just let them hear it. Just stick it in the middle of some of your covers and see what the reaction is. You'll know right away if they're taking it or not,
Absolutely, man. And you know what, dude? We've always been a fan-driven kind of a band. So when we're doing covers, we'd play some covers that were not well known. And people would ask us, hey, I really dig that song. Where can I get it? Are y'all on Spotify? And we're like, no, that's not us. It was a cover. And
right.
So a lot of people would tell us, when is y'all stuff coming out? We want to hear your stuff. That's really when it was Kat who decided, let's try and write a song together. And I'm older, right? So I've been through it before, and I told Kat, are you sure you want to go down this route? This is going to be tough.
Right.
We went for it, and honestly, there's no going back for her. I think that she's really broken out as an artist and loves that aspect of being her own artist. And so we've been having a blast, man. It's been difficult. It's tough. We've paid a lot of dues. Like I said, we've played every dive bar you could possibly name in Texas.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. And I was going to ask you, do you think the music industry today, you think it's easier or harder to get your music heard?
Oh, wow.
Because there's so many ways to get it out there.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side of that, it's like there's so much coming out too, right? So how do you weave through it? How do you stand out? Obviously, you guys have figured a way to stand out because you got people's ears, you got people's eyes, checking you out. So, but yeah, I just like to kind of throw that out there for newer artists, for something for them to think about. What did you think about doing it, or is it harder? Because some folks, they just put all their music on Spotify. It's like, oh, here it all is. It's like, no, that's not the way. You got to do the slow, you got to do the slow roll, man. You got to build it up. So
exactly, and that's actually exactly what you're talking about. Is what we've been doing. It is hard. It is harder in that, like you said, you're it's like being in a beach, right? And there's all this sand, right? Each sand is a different art, or grain of sand is a different artist. It's like, how are you gonna get anyone's attention? In that respect, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
It's a
Yep.
lot harder.
And you don't have the backings of the record companies to
Right.
do all the promotions for you, you know, to do it, to even to do tour support. You don't have that anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
dude,
it's kind of almost up to the band. And if you have, you have a good good PR company like Pavement or somebody else to kind of help you out, get some of your press releases and PR out there. But yeah, I know it's really tough on bands. That's why I look around a lot at new music myself. I spend one day a week just listening to new music and seeing what's out there.
Wow, thank you for that, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go back. You guys talked about it a little bit, but I want to try to pin you down on the upcoming album a little bit. So, possible album title. We know that there's not really a date because that's all press releases and PR and timing. I get that, but are you floating any titles around or anything, or just Surge or?
Right now we're more thinking about it being a self-titled album, but later down the line, if any idea like kind of strucks or there's like a name that one of the members thinks like it can be like in the car or like an event that will happen at one of our shows, and like cool, like we can put that on the album. But as of right now, it's more of a self-titled album.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that self-titled right now. Once we deliver it to the label, though, they may also have different ideas on this.
Right. However they think their marketing is going to go. All right. Well, we definitely were looking for that. Okay, I think I've grilled you guys enough. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up for shows. Eric, tell us about some of the upcoming shows I see listed for you guys here.
All right, cool. Well, you know what? Actually, we had our next show was supposed to be a hometown show in Uvalde, Texas. Unfortunately, because our guitarist Dan had literally emergency surgery a couple of days ago.
Oh my gosh, is he all right? Is he doing okay?
He's doing good. He's doing good. He's recovering. Like I say, should have been here, but we were like, hey, dude, chill. We got this. He can't really get out of bed right now. But anyway, he's doing good. He's just recovering, and we're gonna reschedule that show. We had another show in San Antonio at the end of this month that'll have to be rescheduled, but
yeah, we just want our guitar player just to kind of like recover, because he told us ourselves that like he wants to be part of like the moving around and the energetic.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to just stand there.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to speak with him, and I hope he's definitely on the mends if he hears this show. His guitar playing just has a lot of raw energy. And I'm really digging it. So yeah, best to Dan, man. I hope he comes back, because you guys got some other stuff lined up. Is this really, really interesting coming in June, right? You guys are heading to UK.
Yeah.
We're excited.
We're super excited about heading overseas. Yeah.
So is this the first time you guys have played over there? I know it's a total different atmosphere there from what I hear.
Yeah, it's gonna be our first time, and we have a promoter that's gonna be taking care of us, and also with the other bands. So it's gonna be a new experience.
Yeah,
we've never been to Europe, so we're excited to see like the many different places that are there, and meeting different bands and meeting different people and like the culture. So that's gonna be really exciting. So,
dude, I'm excited to hit the pubs.
Right. You're doing the pub crawl, but I know that they take their rock and their metal real seriously, like in the UK and other countries like that. It's really still at the forefront. Not so much in the US anymore. But I want to ask you quick about where you guys are. I know you said you're in a small town. Was it Uvalde, Texas?
We're from Uvalde.
Uvalde, I'm sorry. Okay. But in general, what is it like? I mean, like, see, like you've played shows in Houston and other places in Texas. What's the rock scene like for there?
The rock scene is pretty small. Obviously, we do have we have some metal bands, we have some rock bands, and we have a little bit of like a country scene that's happening, but it's fairly small. It's not as like big as in when you go to a city where there's different like venues for rock bands to go play.
Right.
Over here, it's like there's like little mom and pops.
Yeah. So just to put it in context, man, there's currently one bar here in the town that everyone plays if you have a band or bands passing through. And when I say we're in a small town, we have the population is about maybe 15,000.
Okay.
So it's a small town, about an hour and a half outside of San Antonio. And so it's surrounded by other small towns. So when we started this thing, there really wasn't a lot we could do here. That's why we decided to take it everywhere else.
Right.
You know, when we started traveling to Houston, down to we've been down to Brownsville, Amarillo, just everywhere you could think of, Dallas, Fort Worth, obviously San Antonio, it's our closest city.
No, Austin.
Yeah, we've taken it everywhere. Harlingen, McAllen, and because there wasn't much we could do here, right, outside of that one small club that's in town. We used to have a pretty big venue. Unfortunately, you know, it didn't last, and it became an antique store.
Right. Yeah, I know so many clubs have closed down in different areas, different rock clubs. We have a handful here in the Western New York area that folks play, but you're lucky enough to be fairly close to some big cities, like you said, San Antonio, Houston, things like that. Right. So you definitely got the word out there. Very, very cool. All right, so folks, if you want to check out any dates, you can check out Surge at surgerockshard.com. And to our audience, you can check out the latest videos for Surge, Crazy Little Bitch, and Out of Control on our website, on the Hall of Videos at talkingaboutrock.com. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rob. We appreciate the opportunity.
Definitely. And to everyone out there, we hope you're doing your part by keeping the torch alive and supporting live music wherever you are. Guys, again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.